Welcome back, everyone. It is that time to take a deep, and we are testing our volume. Your favorite time of the week. Guess what? I'm back. Mike's back. We got tons to talk about. Someone just said to me, I don't even know what topics are going to be on the show today, or I don't even know.
It's
Should I
always a
be
roller
worried?
coaster. It's always a roller coaster ride, and sometimes Godfrey doesn't even know.
Let me give you the range. We're going to go from Nick Cannon to people being rude in Philly to your mom. Just kidding about your mom, depending on who's listening. I might be talking
My
about your mom.
mom?
No, not toxic mom. But yeah. you know, she's here for the poop talk, but there will be no
Oh,
poop talk today.
geez.
That's not on the agenda. I don't think that's on the agenda today, unless Mike takes it there. You know, anywhere from lottery winnings to you name it, we're going to be diving in. But I wanted to do a quick update. It's something we talked about last week. Was called quiet quitting. Now, I was thinking about it more. Mike put his thoughts in. I put my thoughts in last week when we did the show on our special Saturday afternoon fever show, and yeah, quiet quitting pretty much has been going on for a while. It's just this trend that people are renaming it or repackaging or rebranding it. As I looked at it further, you know, people are like, I've been at jobs where I'm like, oh, you're gonna be like that. Okay, I will not give you anything extra. Hey, we're really in a tough spot. We need someone to work overtime. Nope, nope, nope. You
It's
know what I
just
mean?
proper
So
work and personal life boundaries and proper just balance, and that's what it should be.
yeah,
Period. Don't
but
don't ever
where
mix
it
it
can't.
up. Your company doesn't like they care about you in terms of they need you to
They don't care about your
complete
broke ass.
jobs, but they don't care. Yeah, they care about you to the point that they need somebody there that is talented, that knows the job, that can get it done. Bottom line, individuals, supervisors, coworkers might care about you, but the company does not. All right, you're there to
And
make a paycheck. They're there to make money. It's just cut the
yeah,
chase.
some employers have this entitlement that they think you owe them extra.
Yeah,
Um,
owe them for you having a job.
yeah, I give you, work, you pay me, and that's the relationship. This is what the standards are when I come in. So I get, but there are employers out there that kind of be like, wow, you really don't put in extra. You know, well, there's reasons why. I mean, I've been at jobs like that, and you can voice your opinion why, but it's not going to change the reasoning a lot of times of why you're choosing to do that. Because you could be like, well, I think the company really stinks at XYZ. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. We need more effort. They're not looking to change to appease you most of the time, right? So, yeah, I mean, that's what Mike was expressing last week, Toxic Mike, and I was, talking about it and understanding it, but it is being repackaged. It's been around for a while. Working is shit unless you love what you do. But with that being said, yeah. So I came across an article that I thought was interesting, and I kind of disagree with it, but some people may agree. They'll probably tie it to sports first, but it says Philly named the rudest city in the country according to a study. Us being from around Philly, having dealt with it, I find that surprising because I would feel like New York would be up there. And I just think like New York is like revered for being rude. So when a New Yorker's rude for me, it's like, oh, he's just being like he is from New York. You know what I mean? And I have always known that New Yorkers were known for being rude to you when you go to Manhattan or other parts of it. But now Philly wants to get donned that prestigious title. So so the survey, Mike, was 1,500 residents of the 30 largest metropolitan areas in the U.S., and they asked them about rudeness level of their city. Philadelphia came in number one with a score of 6.43. For context, the average score was 5.10. Memphis was 2, and NYC finished third. So NYC wasn't far off. Memphis, okay, didn't know that. Guess
So this is
you know,
this is just a poll of individuals and what their consensus is, what they feel about their own city, and how rude they feel their own city is. Correct?
yeah, another city. So 1,500 residents of the 30 largest metropolitan areas in the U.S. So it might not even necessarily be a city. It might be like someone from an area, like how
Right.
this area they'll say Delaware Valley or
Right.
Lehigh, whatever.
I mean, what's the
So
big one that everybody always calls out is that uh Philadelphia fans threw batteries at Santa Claus. It's pretty rude.
Yeah. See, you even tied it to sports, and you're not even a sports fan.
I'm not even a sports fan. If you've ever heard
Yeah.
Godfrey go dead air on Birds Deep and I try to jump in, you'll know that.
Well, that's why I was panicking that Mike isn't a sports fan, and I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god." I hope they don't. It doesn't break out into a Magic card gathering. But
It would be Hearthstone, but okay.
all right, cool, fine, fair enough. But you know, Philly is. I always say Philly people will be rude to you, but they'll do it in front of your face.
I think
Like, I
that
don't like you. You're a jerk off.
with your comparison to New York, I think talking about 30 years ago, New York would be the would win over rudest. But New York has really become such a mecca of tourism and celebrity, and it's not the New York it used to be. But Philly is kind of the same Philly it used to be. It's not a mecca of tourism. It's not somewhere where certain streets and avenues you feel okay, but I feel more comfortable walking the streets in New York than I do Philly sometimes.
So this survey is a farce. This person's saying from Crossing Broad, but he wrote a little blurb. He said, "First things first. Um, I need to know the demographics of these residents for a rebuttal. Are they transplants from the suburbs or of Philly or South Jersey? And just because they pay electric at their rented apartment, they are considered residents? Or is this Johnny fucking Boombots from Eighth and Shunk who bought his mother's house after she passed? Because I think people who live in Philly love to put off this persona that we're mean and tough when people are pretty nice here. I've lived in North Philly, Fairmount, South Philly, and Fishtown. Never had a problem with my neighbor. In fact, the locals in North and South were typically the best people to have as neighbors. They made sure nobody messed with you on your house, and you would go up and down the block sweeping the street. You know how hard that is to keep a street clean at Temple? Impossible, yeah, because you got a bunch of like shitty kids that don't care about anybody else that except themselves, and just leave trash out after they move out for the
Yeah.
year. That happens all the time. Bunch of pieces of shit. But you know, this is a city full of nurses, has tons of hospitals, tons of colleges, and you got your Eagles fans. So I mean, maybe they could tie it to sports, but the survey this guy continuing on is a farce, except for number 7 because of the most common rude behaviors in the U.S. and the city most likely to exhibit them. So number 1, New York City, being absorbed by the phone in public. So I guess they mean maybe like you do something stupid or run into something because you're absorbed by your phone. Surprising number 2, Memphis, Tennessee, and these are behaviors not letting people merge in traffic. Okay, I think that is rude, but all
Cocksuckers.
right. Yeah,
Or
I just cut
rude
people.
is also, and you might have this already on there, forcing your way to merge when somebody's not letting you in.
You call that rude. I call that being proactive
You're such an ass.
because everybody loves to wait in line. Okay, it doesn't matter what country you're in. I've been in all countries. You'll see there'll be 3 queues or entrances, if you will, to go in a place, and everybody will be huddled like fucking mice in a maze in one fucking line. And my buddy said it to me one time, my English buddy. He's like, everybody loves to wait in the queue. And we look over to the right, completely empty queue. You can go right through. It's like people are brainwashed to just follow each other.
You know what I hate?
So
I'm sorry. I just want to one more thing. I just want to voice this. I've got this platform. I want to voice this for 1 second. The one thing I hate is when there is traffic and you're stuck in traffic, whether it's Philly or New Jersey, and motherfuckers drive on the shoulder of the road just to bypass all the traffic. Fuck you. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, well, you know what? I've never done that, but I have done it recently. I don't endorse the shoulder, but I
You
will tell
did
you
it.
that if it's a merging lane, I will go around the other side of the merge and cut right in front of someone. Like I don't give a shit. Like I don't care. I don't care.
You really are a piece of shit. You
Get the fuck out the way,
you really are a piece of shit. 'Cause one person will start doing it.
amateurs.
One person will say, "Fuck this! I'm driving on the shoulder," and then it's like once one person does it, everybody else feels like okay, they were the first ones, and then luckily there's usually a tractor trailer or some kind of truck that'll like kind of nudge out to block them. But god damn, does that piss me off?
Yeah, well, I mean, why do that just to teach someone a lesson? So Usually I have a pretty fast car, so I will just cut in front of someone and then look in the rearview mirror. They can't see me through my tinted mirrors, and I'll just blow them a little kiss. You know,
Fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. Piece of shit.
move out the way, Mike. You line waiting bitch.
That is the structure for which the society has agreed upon. You wait in the traffic with everybody else.
Let me ask you this question: someone lets you in politely. Do you give the perfunctory wave? Are you like, "Hey, thanks for letting me in"?
Oh yeah. If somebody lets me in, I give them the little hands up and everything. And if I let them in, I expect the same. But Laura in the chat room,
I feel like some people don't do that. I think some people don't do that.
Some people don't. Some people don't. They feel like they had that. They have the right to be there, and it was you should be thankful that you let them. It's just bullshit. Laura just wrote that she hates when motorcycles do it, and motorcycles when they go in between the fucking lanes and go down, cut the center in traffic. I just hope that somebody opens up the fucking door.
I'm behind you in
and they go head over heels.
This is what I'll do. You'll pick up. You're like,
"Hey, it's a little low.
Is this? Hello? This is Toxic Mike. Yeah, this is the Godfrey. I'm just letting you know that I'm going to cut around you on the shoulder.
I fucking hate it. If you're a motorcycle driver cutting down the center, if you're a car that thinks you got privilege more than everybody else, you want to
the cutting down the center could be dangerous.
The side of the road.
Let me give you a scenario though. Hold on. We're so quick to judge here. Okay, what if I have explosive diarrhea? We've all been there. Don't be good. Don't act like you're too good. You've all had to take a rocket shit at some point.
Then you have to pull over and go into the woods.
I have to subject myself to that just to keep your psyche cool because you can't take me going on the shoulder.
Because one person starts going on that shoulder, there's going to be 5 or 10 people after you that are going to do the same thing, and then they're going to get pissed off when somebody blocks their way from going on the shoulder.
Well, hold that thought for a second, but put up what Sean said if you can. And this describes Philly perfectly. That's the issue. Philadelphians have no issue telling absolutely anybody at any given time what they think about them or a situation right to their face, and the rest of the nation isn't used to that kind of bluntness. He is correct. However, I appreciate that because there are other parts like the West Coast that you'll be there and people will talk that shit behind your back and have no problem doing that to everyone and anyone all the time. At least Philly, if they say, I think you're a fuckface, they'll tell you you're a fuckface.
Is that better or is that worse?
I'd rather take the Philly way first. But
you'd rather have somebody tell you to your face that you're a fuckface rather than not ruining your day or not causing a confrontation and just saying it.
No, it won't ruin my day because then I'll be like, well, I'm glad you let me know that you think I'm a fuckface. Obviously, you're the real fuckface.
It just causes confrontation. That's all it does.
I don't know about that. It also causes confrontation when someone spreaded rumors and they're like, and you see them over your back like.
No, that's like in the workplace. Or in a friend
like if someone was starting to rumor about Mike,
if it's on the streets, keep your opinions about me to your fucking self. Yeah, go tell everybody else what kind of a douchebag I was, but don't bring it up.
He sucked all this guy's cock.
I don't respect you anymore because you said it to my face on the streets. No, I don't. Don't say that shit. Take it with you. Go to the fucking street corner and tell somebody. I don't respect you any better.
Well, listen, Mike's opinion is what we're gonna have to brand a suburban opinion. Okay, so he kind of.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what your opinion is of me. So why would I want you to even voice your opinion towards me, unless you are my girlfriend, my fiance, my wife, my children, my friends, my family? Like, I don't give a shit.
So, pretty much, Philadelphians, I guess, are too raw for the streets, but where we landed. This area, because number 5 was 4 was Memphis, or no, I'm sorry, 3 in Boston is not slowing down around pedestrians. 4, Memphis again being noisy in public. 5, not acknowledging strangers, Boston. 6, watching videos in public, Memphis, Tennessee. We're at 7, talking on a speaker in public, which, you on your speakerphone, you're having your whole conversation.
Wait, you kind of zoomed past the whole pedestrians, right? Didn't you say pedestrians?
Not slowing down around pedestrians. That's a Boston,
You-
Massachusetts thing.
here's a thing that I friggin' hate.
I'm gonna park the car on top of
that,
you.
that I friggin' hate that happens in Camden a lot. Okay? The thing that happens in Camden a lot is people crossing the road, crossing the intersection, feeling like they own that friggin' thing. Walking super slow, walking when they don't have the proper way, when I have the green light to go, and they're just walking across, and they don't even have the common courtesy to look me in the eye while they're just walking slowly across. They just deadpan it across the road, walk slowly. They know I'm there. They know that I have the right of way, but they're just going to keep walking real slow as I inch forward. Ugh. Rude.
It's on your nerve. Does that really grind your gears?
That grinds my gears. That is rude. That is rude behavior in Camden, New Jersey.
Interesting. That's Mike when they do that. So, okay. Fair enough. That would piss me off a little bit too. Not gonna lie.
But do you do it? But would you do it? Would you think that you're the one in the crosswalk, that car has to slow down for you, and screw them?
Number 7 though about Philly is pretty true.
Just
about
that.
talking in a speaker. Just what the writer continues, and I agree with him. Holy shit, does Philadelphia have a problem with talking on a speaker in public? You could be on SEPTA, in the grocery store, in the park, or at a dinner. Chances are someone is talking on speaker and it's fucked up. No one wants to hear your conversation. I've done that speaker thing before, but I put it at its lowest possible volume and jam that shit in my ear like a Q-tip. So basically, no one wants to hear it. I think that's from the Nextel days, man. When people used to do that and they just never let it go, in my opinion. Never let it go. Remember Nextel? Boop, boop, boop. Everybody was like obnoxious as fuck with it. Did you have a Nextel, Mike?
I never did.
No. Yeah, you're not missing anything. It's bullshit. I hate the bicyclists that think they're part of the road now. Get that bike on the sidewalk, Lance Armstrong. Well, they do have biking lanes, but I hear you. You could just drive around them. Motorcycles, when they're weaving in between traffic, it's dangerous for everybody. So I'm not a fan of that. People could get hurt. So I think not a good thing to do. But yeah, I don't know if Philly's the root of city. It's definitely up there. Some people aren't ready for it. And I get it, but I've been in other ruder parts of the country, so I will admit Philly will always be a contender. That I could settle on. They'll always be a contender. I don't know about the worst, but we'll see. There's some cities that catch you off guard. You're like, wow, I think that there'd be a lot ruder here, but unfortunately, Philly is straight. It's definitely ATM in Philly. So
I mean,
ATM.
Philly is the one place.
You know what ATM stands for, Mike?
Ass to mouth. Philly is the one
Make
place
sure.
where if you don't order your cheesesteak correctly, they throw you back to the beginning of the line. So I mean, that is pretty rude just because you ordered it incorrectly or didn't know what you wanted.
And I've seen people experience that in person. Definitely at gyms, and I think I've seen it at Pat's.
The only place where you get anxiety trying to order a cheesesteak.
I mean, it's not that hard though. I mean, whiz with or whiz without.
They have to put the rules
with or without
on, and if you get up there and you want to order like you're at Mickey D's and look at the menu, they get frustrated with you.
I mean, listen, I could see it from both ends. Some people come up there all doped up. They're like, "Ooh, what do you guys have on the menu here? Fucking cheesesteaks. How do you want it?
You got
know what I
French
mean?
fries?
Yeah. Do you have
chicken
beef?
fingers?
Yeah. Do you want some shrimp scampi, asshole? Like, what the fuck?
What do you mean,
like,
ooh whiz? Sean with his ooh whiz.
I've had this debate with people. People say whiz is a real cheese, and they're right, it's not. But I got to tell you,
it's delicious.
Whiz is the best on a cheesesteak because it eats the best. I'm sorry, you don't get all the cheese that you want in the crevices of the meat with provolone or American cheese. First of all, I say ooh when it comes to American cheese. I don't want that government cheese, okay? Whiz, fuck that shit. Whiz, give me Whiz any day. I don't care if it's fake. It eats right with the cheesesteak. Just like the people who want the chopped up meat. I want the medallion. It's the same type of meat. I don't want the damn cheesesteak bursting on me and then me having to like, bite other bites and be like, when am I going to get to the cheese part? Where's the cheese at? Where's the cheese? But with the Cheese Whiz, it's different. With American with the end salt, pepper, ketchup, come at me. White American. Yeah. No, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'll pass on the government cheese. All right. Let me just tell you something about American cheese. No one goes to another country and says, "Do you have any aged American cheese? Let me get a wheel of that American cheese." Doesn't happen. Never going to happen.
Your Brad wanting to be different.
Steak and cheese should always be with Swiss cheese. Yeah. He probably wants it on a lobster roll too, man. These guys from New England, I swear to God. Swiss cheese. I mean, I like Swiss cheese, but I guess you could get away with it. It's not crazy, but I just say Cheese Whiz is a superior cheese for the cheesesteak. Unpopular opinion, but it gets in all the crevices. Like you want it all around the steak.
If you know anything about Godfrey, he wants it in all the crevices.
That's right. I don't miss a spot. You hear that, ladies? I don't miss a spot. I don't miss a spot. Sounded mad creepy. Anyway.
I mean, you got to have your cheesesteak with ketchup, too. I mean.
The older I get, the less I care about people who eat their cheesesteak. I don't care about how to eat it either. But
unless you put mayonnaise on it. Then I have an opinion. If you put mayonnaise on your cheesesteak, then I have an opinion.
Someone just admitted to me that they put ketchup and mayonnaise. We talked about this, like ketchup and mayonnaise on their pizza. I mean, you deserve sweet. You deserve sweet chin music if that happens.
There are certain things that you just should not do, and that is put.
I don't even know if they would do that shit. They wouldn't do it in prison. I don't even think they would do it in prison.
No, in prison, if they got a cheesesteak delivered to them and it had mayo in it, and they haven't had a cheesesteak in 20 years, they'd throw it in the trash.
Yeah, I hear you. Did we ever show that guy that was on the airline to avoid the fee that kind of broke his skateboard type deal?
Did we show the video of it?
Yeah, did we?
No, I don't think we ever showed
guy?
the video. I don't think we ever. I didn't think it was like I seen it. I didn't think it was a topic to discuss. I mean, it was pretty ballsy in the airline space.
I'm gonna send it to you. We're gonna play it.
Okay, the price of the skateboard was nothing compared to the price it would cost him to check it in through the place.
I thought this was pretty cool because I flied Spirit. I don't really have a lot of complaints about it like other people because I get the big seat. So I try to stay away from the Walmart section. Sorry if I sound bougie when I say that, but I'm like, oh, would you like the big seat, sir? Yes. How much do I have to pay? Yeah, okay, thank you. That's their version of first class, I guess. It's $89. It was this. There was a pro skater, Sean Hoover, told Newsweek he was about to board a Spirit Airlines flight with his wife and 3 kids when the issue started. I travel a lot, and this has never happened with any other airline. So let me explain here. I feel his frustration. I know why he's pissed. It happened to me one time going to Florida. I put my bag in the thing. They said, "You're good, sir. Go on." Put my bag in there. Then I'm going to go to fly back to Florida. Like, no, sir, you can go fuck yourself. Remind you, my flight literally was like $60. They're like, "No, sir, this isn't allowed." I'm like, "It was fine coming here. You could see I wasn't charged. Why is it different now?" They argued with me, and I wasn't letting up. Then they bring the police over. I'm like, okay, here we go. So they raped me for $55. No, $59, and my flight was like $55 to bring on my tiny little carry-on. They didn't quite fit in that little box. So I don't know if you have the video ready yet or not, Mike.
So many ads.
Yeah, I know. It's annoying. I should have found a better one for you. But this guy has a skateboard, and you're like, oh, that's going to cost $89 to bring it on. And he's like, never had a problem before. It's one thing if you're consistent. It's the consistent policy. But if you've gotten away with it multiple times, and when I say get away with it, they allowed you to do it, and then you're going to enforce it then, it's like whatever. So I'll share this video of you, with you, not of you, of the incident.
And of you.
We'll paint the picture. And of you.
Is it $90? $89. $89 because it doesn't fit in here. Okay.
Putting in a jerk off Spirit bag.
Here we go. This should do the trick.
There we go. Breaks the skateboard in half.
All right.
Now it fucking fits.
How's that?
That was unnecessary, sir.
One of the flight attendants came over and handed me these. He's like, I saw what they made you do. I'm sorry.
So
here's
listen, he breaks his skateboard in half, right? And it was a genius move on his part because it's going to
very
cost
much
him
so.
less to get a new deck than it will to pay the $89.99. And the thing
Right.
that's asinine about it is it's a long object that you could probably put on top of other bags in the overhead bin. That's a skateboard that weighs almost next to nothing, and you're breaking his fucking balls. And this is why airlines suck.
Uh-huh.
You could have been, I'd probably get fired because I'd be like, yo, dude, listen, go ahead. You know what I mean? Just go ahead. Not a big deal. I would feel embarrassed
The trucks
trying to
cost
charge
the
him
most.
$90.
The wheels and the truck, that costs more, and he gets to keep those. The board itself costs probably $35. And he gets a viral video of it. The guy's a genius. But the airlines just make up rules nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, I've read about people getting kicked off for having a lewd outfit. I mean, listen, it depends. So, I mean, but that I think was a little stroke of genius. I wanted to talk about it last week. I didn't check the video out, but they gave him candy as a reward because they felt embarrassed, and I would feel
They
embarrassed.
gave him candy.
He got some free M&Ms and gummy bears.
Some candy. We're sorry, we're pieces of shit.
Well, if you're cool with the flight stewardess, they'll be cool to you. I was coming back from the Dominican Republic once, and I had a situation where I had my seat. I picked my seat. I was in my right seat, but this lady wanted to sit with her daughter, and I'm like, okay, here we go. So the flight attendant asked me, she's like, can I move you? And I said, you know what? No problem. So she said, listen, since you were so good, do you like alcohol? I'm like, of course. She gave me like 20 of those mini bottles of alcohol for moving the seats and cooperating.
Wow.
I was like, yes. Jägermeister, fucking vodka, Jack Daniels. I was like, yeah. I was like, all right. So sometimes you get rewarded for being a nice guy. And he was trying to prove a point, which I thought was an excellent point to prove because sometimes these airlines are just out of their fucking mind. So, people that are out of their mind, though, there's been me think like, that's a situation where, you heard the girl go, sure, that was unnecessary. She almost felt like he was killing her board. But I've seen, Karens go crazy. And there's a recent incident. I'm trying to find it here. I think it's here. Oh, DoorDash driver identified as man seen taking photo outside of a Buckingham home, which is not Buckingham, PA. So listen to this bullshit. First off, if you can't handle technology, stop ordering fucking food through an app. Go pick it up like it's 1989, you piece of shit. That's all I got to say about that. Do not order it through an app if you don't understand how it works. So this poor bastard was doing his job, delivering food, and the man landed on the radar of the Lee County Sheriff's Office after taking a photo in front of a Buckingham home for his job. It recently happened to a DoorDash driver who was dropping off an order. After an investigation, his name is cleared, but the damage was already done. The photos of the man caused a frenzy, of course, in Florida, on a Southwest Florida social media. You're like, who is this guy? People are calling him a predator and all that bullshit. He was taking a fucking picture of the food to send to the person that ordered the food to say it's here. That same person calls the cops. Are you shitting me? She goes, I felt rightfully scared to justify her bullshit actions for my house, but something had been happening or was about to, said Stacy Blummer, the woman who posted the man's photo on social media. Blummer said that she thought her Buckingham home was in danger. There are real estate scams out there that happen. Usually they want to talk to you with a real estate scam, Stacy. Okay? They don't usually take a picture of your house, but okay. I guess they're going to take a picture of your house and put it on, what are those, eBay or, I don't want it anymore apps, whatever. I see it on the news all the time, and that's why I'm truly afraid of. And I want it to, she goes, and I want it to, I never said creeper. She said she could have called him creeper, never said. I said that there was a stranger on my house, and I want to know why. Because you ordered fucking food, and you had someone drop it off? You idiot. Idiot. Blummer also called the Lee County Sheriff's Office, and deputies began to investigate. So let's waste cop resources and time because you didn't expect someone to show up that you were unfamiliar with that was delivering your food. On my community page, I said, who is this? She put this picture up. So she creates a frenzy probably by going to fucking Facebook. Does anyone know who this is? Boomers unite. That's what happened. Who is this suspicious person using this camera phone? He was wandering around my property. That's it. That's bullshit. She's trying to lying through a mission. Well, I did it because he was wandering around my property. No, he didn't. Doesn't even show that in the photo. And my family is nervous. Do you know who this is? Please help identify him, she says. So are someone going to post in a half an hour? What if he was a killer? Oh, you guys didn't respond to my post quick enough. He stabbed me in the heart. Get the fuck off. Whatever. The post took on a life of its own. People called him a creeper, a stalker, and said he should go to jail. If he wanted to make a claim for damages to his reputation as a result of this, he could, said Jonathan Martin, an attorney with Alola and Roland and Lubell and Morgan. Whatever. Yeah, user services. So deputies determined the man was a DoorDash delivery driver who pulled up on his motorcycle to drop off fish food that the family ordered from Petco. That's right. They ordered from Petco. The Lee County Sheriff's Office said in a statement, our detectives spent countless hours investigating this case. Upon completion of the investigation, it was determined a crime was not committed. Now, I will say this, in defense of Miss Blummer, Petco doesn't say DoorDash is going to drop it off most of the time. So you don't know.
Oh.
There might not have been enough communication to say who was going to drop it off. Maybe she's expecting a dog to drop it off, and
What?
he's attached to his neck, and he goes, "Roof, roof, your food's here." No,
Huh?
maybe I don't know. Maybe he's, she expects a Petco employee, but Plumber says in her defense, she's never seen a DoorDash driver deliver fish food on a motorcycle. As they're saying, he's wearing a T-shirt and had a tequila logo on it with a baseball cap and khaki shorts. Oh my God, khaki shorts! Martin said in
the
his
khaki
opinion,
shorts.
I know that's
I think you're Jake from
what
State
the
Farm
man in
Farm.
the photo is wearing doesn't make any difference. If he wanted to sue anyone on social media, he believed defend him, he could, because on social media, many people said he was a peeping Tom. I'd be like, hello, Mr. Martin. I heard you said I might have a case. Let's go to war. So, I mean, I kind of get what she's saying, but at the same time, the dude's trying to make money. So, could you have said, who is this? I mean, do attackers usually take pictures of the house before they show up? I don't know. Usually they don't.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a thing.
So-
you scout the area. You want to know what you're dealing with.
in broad daylight. In broad daylight.
Sometimes.
Do you think he touched a ring camera first so they could get a picture of his face? Hey, I'm here. Bing. So, after hearing this story, I'm just gonna start throwing people shit. Like if I was a delivery driver, just throw it on the porch, like from 100 yards away. Oh, it broke. Oh, I didn't
That's
want you
what
to mistake me for a
Amazon
creeper.
delivery people do.
Has that happened to you?
With the Amazon delivery people, they toss that shit.
They toss it.
Yeah.
They don't do it at my place because I think the way it's kind of designed, it's impossible to do. But your place, I could totally see that. You have like a foyer there. You could just throw a bunch of stuff there. It just says throw stuff at me.
FedEx is bad. UPS is pretty good. Amazon, I think, is the worst. FedEx people, they don't give a shit. UPS is pretty good. As far as food drivers, though, any food delivery we've had, we've always had a pleasant experience.
Well, speaking of another Karen,
We just
type
don't
of
tip.
individual. Yeah, well, there's poor people around. Hide the money, y'all. So another Karen was up to it. I'm not going to show the video, but how do you feel about if you go to a place that has public Wi-Fi
Yeah.
and you don't buy something? Do you think that you have free access to that public Wi-Fi, even if you don't buy anything? You go to a Starbucks, you didn't buy shit, and you're on the Wi-Fi.
If they don't have it displayed that you have to buy something, because it's Wi-Fi. I mean, yeah, I think I have access to it. If you sit out front of the store, you can access their Wi-Fi. It doesn't matter whether you're in the store or outside the store. So yeah, you have the right to be on their Wi-Fi. It's free.
Well, this guy actually bought a drink at McDonald's. He was using their Wi-Fi. The Karen manager comes up and goes, we got a 30-minute loitering policy.
Yeah, I've seen this video.
Yeah, they can I'm going to have my money back, he says, for the drink since I'm not even allowed to have it in the store. He goes, you're acting like I'm a homeless meth addict. Man on the laptop kicked out of McDonald's for loitering by Karen manager despite buying drink. Sparring debate.
This is ridiculous. A customer's a customer. If he did purchase something, he is a customer. Let him friggin' sit on the Wi-Fi. It's a stupid scenario.
How's there a debate
They
about this?
even
Who
wanna
thinks that's
kick him
okay?
out. That's
Who
ridiculous.
thinks that's okay?
First
Yeah.
off, unless you're like literally so overwhelmed in your store that you have no more seating available, and that person's been there for an hour or two, then all right, buddy. Like there's people waiting to sit down. But if you don't, if you're not at capacity, and you still have plenty of seating everywhere, what is that guy hurting? He might even be helping a little bit more because people see somebody inside the restaurant eating and they go, let's go inside. And maybe they order a little bit more food than they would have through the drive-thru. It's
Maybe they're having a problem with
asinine.
people using their Wi-Fi, but for me, people have a hard time getting customers these days. Why break their balls about little things? Like I don't care. Like
It doesn't.
I'm in
cost-
restaurants all the time, and I see people come up and I see people ask for like free water, sometimes free food, and the person will actually give it to them, like homeless guy or whatever. And it's no big deal to them. Not saying they should give this guy free food, but he did preface the
I know.
video by saying this was his second or third interaction with the employee, and that he bought a drink after she made a claim that he must buy something in order to stay. So she got mad because he was like, "Okay, I'll go buy a drink," and she was probably salty about it. He's like, "How dare he outsmart me by buying a drink?"
But what does that? It doesn't hurt a goddamn soul. It doesn't cost the company any more money. It is an overpowered, overzealous store manager who just wants to throw her weight around and wants to tell somebody what to do because she feels she can. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the employee said she was upset because Gross wasn't listening to her, and that's why it was hitting her ego. And he claimed he claimed he was taking up space, prolonging the cleaning process. She's getting supervisor now, as he says. I'm not allowed to sit here on my laptop at McDonald's because I'm taking up too much space. Gross waited for the supervisor. A woman and her daughter spoke to him and said the employee was rude and was acting like a Karen. The McDonald's located in Athens, Tennessee, maybe it's close to Memphis, has a supposed 30-minute loitering policy. So what happens is they might have a problem with homeless people or people they want to, don't want to be there, and now they got to force it on everyone. So, interesting. So I don't know. That is a job where you're not paying me enough to break someone's balls at that level.
Yeah,
Just saying.
absolutely.
Oh, you want me to be a bouncer? Are you gonna pay me $100 cash tonight? No? Okay, I can't do that for you. I'm sorry. I'll go over here and flip the McNuggets. Thanks.
He was
So-
he was a younger gentleman. Maybe it was because he was younger and not like an older gentleman. It is really ridiculous. And here's a screen grab from it. But
Yeah, and the officers
look
who
at that,
came
look
out
at
and
that
dealt with
woman
them.
in the back. Look at that woman in the back. She she's miserable at home.
Yeah, she's pissing razor blades. Or shitting razor blades. Yeah, she's mad. She's like, I can't wait till this shift ends and I have a nice bubble bath with my book and my 19 cats. 20
19?
cats. If you count the one that's stuffed over the fireplace. Yeah, she.
Let's get a closer
mean-
look at her.
Oh yeah, she looks like a pleasant individual.
Oh,
They
she's
both
happy
look like
with-
they're mad at
She is
life.
definitely happy with her career choices in life.
Yeah. Listen. Sometimes you just gotta not create just unnecessary conflict. That's the point. It doesn't need to. Life's too short for that bullshit. The officers agree with him, and they said, "We're not gonna arrest you. You're not loitering. That simple." Let corporate know. Another commented. I don't. So in the end, Gross revealed that the manager called him the next morning and apologized, said that the whole reason she got Wi-Fi for that location was to encourage customers to come, stay, and work. No shit. That's why you get Wi-Fi. That's what I was trying to get to. Why do you have Wi-Fi there, Mike? Because you want people to stay?
Yeah,
Is that why?
you want people to show up. you
Maybe
want
buy
people
more
in the-
food?
If he
shit,
was
right?
loitering for a long enough time, maybe a half hour, he's gonna start getting hungry. Guess what? Guess what he's gonna eat?
Some of
McDonald's.
those places have playgrounds still, McDonald's or Burger King and all that. So that's like, hey, our playground's open 7 to 9. Want you to come in. kid comes in, you're just playing too damn hard. I need you. Listen, get the fuck out. You're playing too hard. You're enjoying yourself too much. I
Mhm.
want you to stay, but I don't want you to have fun.
Nope.
Turn the fun down, son. Turn the fun down.
Turn the fun down, son.
Yeah, I mean, people are wild. I think they just look for shit. So, speaking of wild, if you won the lottery, Mike, would you share some of that money with your family member? Like, let's.
I,
I'm gonna
I
say
mean,
I'm
is
gonna
it a
put
scratch
a
off for
minimum
$20? Then no.
3 million.
3 million.
3 million.
I don't think so.
Wow,
I don't
you
think
are
so.
such a sour piece of crap.
It's at 3 million. It sounds like a really large amount of money, and it is. But when you start like chipping away at it, at things that you want to do for yourself and for your family, your immediate family, there's not going to be lots for extended family. There's just not going to be. Once you get through the
Oh,
whole,
buy a new house. Get an Iron
right.
Throne room.
You got to
And I would have
get
it there.
the house. You've got to get the cars. You've got to put away the money for the kids' college funds or the kids' funds for when they get older. You've got to.
What's that?
You know,
Sounds like
you got to
what
have
I'm
your
about
own
to
little.
describe might have happened to you.
You got to go through your whole own personal spending spree because you've got to reward yourself for just being that friggin' awesome. And then put away money in investments and stuff like that. This way you don't run out.
Mhm. So, this guy, apparently his son smashed up his dad's car with a hammer after he refused to share 3.6 million in lottery winnings. Lotteries have attracted tons of headlines both sides of the pond this summer. In the US, because of the record smashing 1 billion Mega Millions jackpot, which was finally claimed. In the UK, it's because a man claimed his girlfriend cut him off from their $4 million lottery winnings after they broke up. It's not only the only time a lottery jackpot has caused a family feud. So, dad didn't want to share his 3.6 million. Now, if I was him, first off, when you get a lot of money, people start coming out of the woodwork when they hear about it. So, if I won the lottery, I would remain anonymous. Personally, would you remain anonymous, Mike?
I 100% remain anonymous. But I have another thing. You keep on saying that he wouldn't share. Sharing is different to everybody. If his dad gave him $500, that is sharing. Sharing.
Well, you're talking about the amount,
right? Because you say that the article is saying he didn't share, but to everybody, that amount that would be a proper amount of sharing is different.
Mm-hmm.
How much to you? If somebody in your immediate family, your father, your son, won $4 million, what do you consider the rightful amount to share? To quote share.
See, I would do things like this if I won the lottery for my family or really, really close friends. One, I would get a room where I would have the Iron Throne in there, and I would have people come to me like I was a king and ask me for these things, and I would sit back and be like, The other thing is this. If I was going to give, I wouldn't just give people money. The example I'll give you is, let's say I won several million and my mom needed 30 grand to pay off the rest of her house. I would do that, right? I would do something that's tangible.
Right.
I wouldn't just give them cash, right? Because I wouldn't want them to blow it and then, something else comes of it. So I would be like, hey, why don't I do this for you? And then therefore that frees up maybe money from somewhere else that you can use that you may earn. Not saying if I did it.
Right,
now,
but you're going to have those people that wanted that cash, and they're going to say, well, you've got 4, I want 1.
I'm a hell of a salesman. I would tell them, like, you got to take it or leave it. I'm your mortgage is $1,500 a month, and I just took care of that for you. I don't know what else you want from me. Guards, remove them.
Because you know what? I've seen this. I've heard of this happening. You give a certain amount, whether it's cash or whether you did something, it's all gone now, and they come back for more.
Yeah. So this summer, the Sun revisited a dozen bus drivers from Corby, England, who won 44 million euros in the lottery in 2012. The group were able to retire from their jobs and enjoy the winnings. Some splashed out on boats, while others lived relatively normally. continuing to shop at discount stores. But one family came to literal blows over the windfall. When Alex Robertson refused to share any of his $3.6 million with his sons, one of them smashed up his new cars. So son takes hammer to dad's car. We ended up taking hammers to his new 4x4 Shoguns, said Alex Robertson Jr. He's talking about it. We walked up his driveway at 11 o'clock at night, and while they have pictures, and put 2 claw hammers through the windows of the car, then reported ourselves to the police. Wow, this lottery was the worst thing ever that happened to us. It ripped our families apart. Junior Robinson told the Sun. His brother, William, 44, was charged with harassing the father by sending him threatening text messages, but authorities dropped the case against William when Alex Robertson Sr., who moved to Spain, declined to testify at trial. Splitting the money up can be ugly. So, this is why we want to remain anonymous. If it was me, I would remain anonymous and I wouldn't offer help. But if I would listen. If I found a friend was in a situation, I would help them. But I wouldn't want anybody to know that I had that much money.
Would you remain anonymous even to like extended family?
For the most part, yeah.
That's a good move.
You know why? It's not even the reason why. It has nothing to do with the money.
But your extended family doesn't know how much money is in your bank account now. Why should they know then?
And here's the thing about that. I don't want them to start treating me differently because of it, right? And that's the thing that you can't really, if they know you become this billionaire, people start acting fucking funny. I don't want them to change who they are around me because I have money. Money can't go with you to the grave. And I just think I've seen people do whacked out crazy shit when loved ones die and there's a inheritance up for grabs. It could be $5,000. It could be a house. Like, people start acting crazy. And I'm like, the body's not even cold yet. Like, relax. Jesus. And people just have no couth, man, sometimes. But for me, I would have to tell people to back off that. I wouldn't let them know. Maybe I would put it in, somewhere where I can touch the money. And I don't know if I would live beyond my means, but it's hard to say till you have that kind of money in there. But I do know that I definitely would get a place in a warm climate for when it's cold up here, and when it's cold, too warm, go down to or up to a colder climate. But that being said, people get crazy, man. When they see that people have that money, man, they're like, "What the fuck?"
People get crazy when they see individuals that just made it big in terms of just making a decent living on their own. Like, all of a sudden you're somebody who grew up in a poor area with poor friends and poor family, and you're able to make it something into yourself and make 6 figures. People look at that as you're now rich and different. It's always going to be that separation.
Speaking of crazy, needing a lot of money and making it, it's in this show we're talking about young Mr. Nick Cannon. He announced that he's expecting another baby less than a month after welcoming his 8th child. Listen, if you guys have kids and you love them, bless your heart. All I'm going to say is, having a Nick Cannon amount of babies, you're a fucking psycho. That's all I have to say. And you need money to be able to do that. The Wild Out comedian 41 just made the announcement on Instagram. He gave a behind the scenes look at the maternity shoot with the model Brittany Bell, right? So time stopped and this has happened, he wrote in the post, which he showed him posing with Brittany, who's the mother of 2 of his other children, son Golden and daughter Powerful Queen Cannon. First, hold on. We need a timeout here. All right, Golden is questionable. Okay. But you're going to name your daughter Powerful Queen. Okay. This dude, some dudes want to have a bunch of kids, so they have a ton of grandkids, and maybe that's all about them, and they want this big extended family. And that's cool, man. If you're doing it, do your thing. But the announcement comes not even a month after Nick welcomed the son with model Bray. Is this guy a polygamist? I don't know enough about the story. Brie Tessie, and amid rumors that he's also expecting another child with Abby De La Rosa, the mother of his twins Zion and Zillion. Interesting. if you're doing the math, that means Nikki will have 10 children. This dude's got a full basketball team. 5 on the bench,
His
5
pullout
on the
game is
floor.
horrible. Worst pullout game in the game.
Is he even trying? This dude has Mariah Carey on the hit list. I mean, he's yo. This dude is paying mad child support. That's all I gotta say. Like, he better
Well,
be
he's
making
gotta
a
be
lot of fucking money.
celebrity.
Jesus, man. Like, he's got to kill for his money. Like, I don't know. What's his net worth? I'm looking up Nick Cannon's net worth minus 33 million. Wait, no, it doesn't say that. Nick Cannon's net worth 2022. The survey says 45 million, so he can afford it.
All right.
Good for him to be able to afford it, but he must love kids and he must love family. He's gonna have a really big family,
Jesus,
really
Christ.
big family.
That is.
But he's
just
got
insane.
like 3 baby mamas, 4 baby mamas. Like, what the yo? That's a full-time job in itself.
I mean, he's hiring obviously nannies and all that kind of shit. He ain't doing this stuff over and over again.
Oh yeah, I think he zooms with his kids or something. Like, he puts them all on a Zoom. I think I heard.
I'm sure. I mean, how else are you gonna spend some quality time with each one when you're also the host of the Masked Singer?
He might need a full-time IT person just to orchestrate this. Like, like, I don't, you know. I mean, can you imagine all these kids get to video game playing age? Like,
I mean,
there's got to be you got to have a fucking arcade.
You don't think he's actually changing diapers? No.
Fuck no. No, of course not. But damn,
he knows he can't walk out on them.
he could get a vasectomy. And it's got to be like a religious or spiritual thing that he believes in. If that's his thing and he can do it and he's not hurting nobody, no problem. But
no problem. If it really is just lack of pulling out a whole bunch of oopsies.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I can't. Can you have a oopsie like that many times? I think it's a shot. Like, he's like doing what he needs to do. He's like, oh, okay, if it happens, it happens. Maybe he doesn't believe in contraceptives. Maybe he doesn't believe in, I don't know, condoms.
Can we get him on the show next week? We need to get
that would be awesome.
Hard-hitting answers.
Yeah, I would ask him. Well, Howard's had him on. Howard Stern's had him on a couple times.
Has Howard discussed it?
I haven't. You know, he takes off in the summertime, but I haven't. So I'm pretty sure he would be talking about this if he was on. But they usually take off like the month of August. You know, but is he discussed it? I don't know, man. But he's Howard. You know, Howard Stern. He's probably like, oh man, that many kids. I mean, makes my brain shudder. I mean, he's not working a 9 to 5 like anybody else, so he could probably take a lot of things in stride. Like you said, there's probably tons of au pairs or nannies or assistants or you name it, and you know, he's gonna be that dude with that big family. So hey, who knows what's gonna happen?
He remembers all this kids' birthdays and their and all their names.
Probably.
I mean,
he's got an assistant.
He's got two full bands as kids. So I mean, it's gotta be difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
Like you said, he's got the money, he's got the means, he's got the women. So more power to him.
He says Nick Cannon says he's having so many kids on purpose. So he says YOLO, baby. Good for you, Nick. Good for you. Not my cup of tea, but good for you. Jesus. Man, I don't know. I don't think I could do that. I would go nuts. I'm just trying to like think about, you know, just trying to get through a daily day of bullshit. And yeah, I don't know. When I die, Brad was talking about when he dies. He said when he dies, someone's going to inherit a bunch of 80s wrestling figures and porn plus dildos used. He didn't say that last part, but it'd be funny if he did. I'm not surprised. Yeah, man. I don't know what's gonna happen with good old Nick, but I don't know. If I was gonna do kids and I don't want kids, my limit would be 2. You know, and like I said, if that's your thing, Some people be parents. That's good. At least he wants kids, right? I mean, there's a lot of people in this world that don't want kids and are like, oh, I'll have the kid anyway.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't be a fucking parent. So
Mm-hmm.
at least he's in it to win it, right? I can't blame him for that. Yeah, so I'd be mad if I thought I worked at the wrong fast food joint. Yeah. Oh, I'm seeing these comments now. Hold on. Where were you at, Mike?
They're not popping up on the screen over here. I don't know. It's a Facebook issue.
Yeah. Bringing kids into this shit show. He's right. I mean, that's what I like. Bringing a lot of kids into this world, man.
I did it.
I don't know. I don't know.
Again,
I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted even thinking about it.
If you do it where you've like we said earlier, you've got the means to do it, you've got the structure, the groundwork, you've got your shit together. You know what I mean? If you've got your shit together and decide you want to bring kids, fine. If you don't have your shit together and you have a means to stop it from happening, that's on you. You really are bringing them into the shit show.
Yeah. So they're saying Disney
it doesn't feel that good to leave it in.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if I ever want to go to Disney World.
Why?
I've been there when I was a kid, but I don't want to go there now.
Oh, I do. I would love to go there with my kids. Are you kidding me?
All right. Well, that's the thing. That's the only reason for you to go there.
To watch them experience.
That's the only reason for you to go there.
Yeah. To watch. No. I will go there as an adult tomorrow and ride on all the rides and see all the stuff. Absolutely.
Really?
Yes. But to watch.
You don't think as a Disney World person?
Dude, I went 3 or 4 years ago.
You know, there's not an ICP section there, right?
No, I went 3 or 4 years ago as an adult. Went with a friend of mine. We had a great time. I loved it. I went on all the rides. I was excited. It's a different experience to go as an adult, but to go with kids and get to like relive it through their eyes. I mean,
you could go to Six Flags.
We all remember. Shut up. We all remember experiencing
just as good
as kids, but to watch the glow on a kid's face as they get to experience it and see it for the first time, that's something you can't replicate.
Well, that's the only reason I can see people going. I totally get that, but
no, I'll go. I will go right friggin' now if I had the ability to. Kidding me? Love it.
By the way, I saw this in an article, and I'm going to call this new segment called Petty of the Week. So apparently Jennifer Lopez cut dancers from auditions because they were Virgo. Virgo season is officially upon us, and it turns out not everyone is feeling that joy. So one person reportedly isn't a fan of those born between August 23rd and September 22nd, and it's Jennifer Lopez who cut potential dancers from her tour audition process based on astrological sign, according to the Glee star. Maybe she couldn't decide, and she just said, we'll pick it based off that. I don't know, but I think that's pretty petty.
Uh-oh, he froze.
Where did that come from? You didn't hear the Hyundai commercial go off?
No.
Anyway, with that
on your side.
Wow. That's cool. That's good to know. I guess I could play like Pornhub in the background over here.
You can.
All right, guys.
Only be you.
That'd be pretty cool. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We're going to wrap things up. You know what time it is. Every week, about 6 o'clock, Thursday, we take it deep. Hope you guys had some fun. If you didn't catch the full episode, you can catch the audio on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Amazon, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, you name it. You can catch the video on Taking It Deep on Facebook, youtube.com/Play Toxic. And you can rewind, if you need the visuals or you just, you don't want to do audio, whatever you want to do. Subscribe. Sharing is caring. And this is Z Godfrey. Not saying goodbye, just saying take it deep.